Hello, I'm Dr. Tom, and I'd like to welcome you to another spectacular and exciting Friday update. First of all, I would like to share with you some updates that we have on our event that's coming up for the Global Family Reunion, the one we're going to be doing virtually now. So it is my desire that you reserve and save these dates of February the 6th and the 7th, because we will be coming to you live virtually on those dates. And so if you block out a timeline of 9 to 4 for Saturday the 6th, and we will be taking a lunch break for you, and then on Sunday we will be going from 9 to 1. And we're extremely excited about the lineup and the information, the training, and the excitement that we're going to share with you on those 2 days. That's coming up, so be sure and get ready for that. I will also tell you that that will be a spectacular way to start your 2021. The reality is we have a new year. It's like a new start. Think of it as a new chance. It's a new way in which you can plan your future. I've been talking about in our last couple of updates as we wound down 2020 and what a wild ending that was to a year, and to begin to look forward. We talked about the past, we've talked about the future, we've talked about maybe you made some New Year's resolutions, and I reminded you that those just don't have to happen at New Year's. You can make a resolution, you can make a change at any time. And so many of you, I told you at that point that by the time you saw this one, some of you have probably already, quote, broken your New Year's resolution. Well, the good news is that's okay. You don't have to beat yourself up over that. Just learn from it. Life is about moving forward. This entire universe is in motion, and it's about you moving forward, and it's about you learning. Maybe you bit off more than you could chew. Maybe you made a grandiose New Year's resolution. That's okay. Just learn from it. It's why we talk about in Gen breaking things down to a system, having a plan, getting a chief aim, talking about a dream board, a vision board. Those things all work, and they will work for you if you apply them. And you learn a little bit about it. You learn a little bit about how big of a bite to bite into, how big of a bite to take. Move yourself in a direction that has you better off next week, next month, next year, in the next decade. Move yourself in a direction that moves you toward your legacy. You don't have to get it all at once. Just go as far as you can see, and then you'll see further. It's a matter of taking the steps. Plan those steps. Don't just sit back and expect the universe to give them to you. You have to take an action step. And when you do that, you'll begin to celebrate the wins. You'll begin to get the wins. And when you do, celebrate them, because no matter how small they seem, they're wins. And they go into the category in your brain and in your energy being of a win. And they begin to accumulate. And then pretty soon you start building, you send to the universe the expectation of the win, and it responds. That's how it works. So we're excited about 2021 for you. We're excited about 2021 for the club and the way in which we're going to move forward, the way in which we're going to kick that off with our virtual event on February the 6th and the 7th. We're incredibly excited for you, for the movement of this group of people. Sometimes things come from off the radar. Sometimes you can't anticipate it. And looking globally at the Club of Gen, there is no way 11 years ago someone could have written this script of all the ups and downs and the wins and the celebrations and being able to touch the lives of hundreds of thousands of people across the world on different continents, to change their lives, to change their families, to change their communities, to change their view, to change their energy, to change their course, if you will. Because life is so much about course correcting. When you set these goals and plans, and even as you map them out, life changes. And you know, I've often heard the analogy about pilots using autopilot even. And even in an autopilot, when you seemingly think you're going from one place, let's say I'm going from Arkansas to Paris, in order to get there, I have to either fly to Chicago or Dallas or Charlotte in order to move that direction. And in those flights, the plane must course correct because you can't anticipate all of the winds and all of the elements and outside forces impacting the plane, which impacts you in your direction. And then as you leave that and fly over the Atlantic, things change. And the wind speed can change at different altitudes. And so the pilot will find the best altitude for fuel economy, for timelines, so you can arrive on time, so all the rest of the things that happen in travel happen on time. You see, there may be literally hundreds of course corrections that take place on just a simple trip from here to Paris. And that is such a beautiful analogy because you're the pilot of your life. You're the director of your movie. You get to be in control of certain things. You can control the course correction. You may not be able to control the wind. You may not be able to control opposing forces. You may not be able to control your political environment. There are things that you're in control of and things that you're not in control of. And so take an action step, course correct, on the aspects of your life that you can control as you move forward in 2021. There are certain steps that you will need to write down, preferably with blue ink on white paper. Write the steps down. Map out a plan on what are your intentions to accomplish those things in that timeline. And they may be steps on a larger scale, on a larger timeline. That's perfect. Write them down. Have a plan. Be ready for some change, because change occurs. Part of our training is the willingness to accept change, because change occurs. It's a part of what happens in life. And we understand that the universe is in motion. It's constantly in motion. Therefore, if it's in motion, you are also in motion. Therefore, you must course correct from time to time. It's important that you do that. And I have another announcement for you today about that, about being able to adjust and adapt and course correct. And of course, it involves our dear friend and the founder, the mastermind, if you will, of putting together our Success Mastery course, Kevin Trudeau. And I'm going to read a statement to you, and I'm going to read it verbatim because it's important that you understand each word and you understand why we put this together and why we're releasing it to you right now. First of all, I would like to say that I'm very, very excited, and it's been a long time coming. And you will be receiving a copy of this email. All Gen members, all of our Gen brothers and sisters will receive a copy of this email, so you don't need to stop and write it down. It's coming to you. And it reads, "It is our pleasure to share with you that recently Kevin has been transferred from the Montgomery Federal Prison to be allowed to serve the balance of his sentence in home confinement. Kevin is still in the custody of the Federal Bureau of Prisons. This is the next step for Kevin as he gets closer to the end of his incarceration. In respect of allowing Kevin a peaceful transition, this is all we can share with you at this time. Please be respectful of this as well. We will share more updates with you as we can in the future. As we enter the new year, it's a time to be thankful, grateful, and appreciative. Please do not add, change, or modify anything about this statement as you're sharing it with others. We wish you the happiest of New Year's in 2021. With love and support, your Gen team." This statement was crafted very carefully and very accurately on his status. We ask that you please respect that and celebrate the win. It is a step forward for Kevin, and that is a wonderful thing for Kevin and for each of us. I will share with you that Dr. Ted and Blaine and I actually greeted Kevin at the airport, and we transported him and got him settled in his new home confinement. And we spent a couple of days with him, and I will share with you that he's in a good place mentally. He's in a good place physically. This is his next step. Celebrate that win for him. This is his next step. What is yours? What is your next step? What things are you doing in 2021? What action plan have you implemented and set to be accomplished? Understanding that there are certain aspects of that you can control and certain aspects of that you cannot control. I ask you to focus on the things that you can control. Focus on the things that you can impact. Focus on the things that you can physically do, mentally do, to accomplish that goal. Because it's important. It's important that each of us move forward. It's important that each of us have an understanding of our role individually and our growth. I've been talking about for quite some time, who are you? And who are you going to become in 2021? Are you on a road and a path of growing? Are you on a road and a path of improving? Are you on a road and a path of becoming more and more enlightened? Are you on a road that leads you to your goals and dreams and desires? That is certainly our driving force in the Global Information Network. Those are the things that we are providing so that you can accomplish your dreams, your goals, your desires as we move forward in 2021. We sincerely hope you have the greatest year ever and the happiest of New Year's. I'm Dr. Tom. Have a spectacular day.